Hello friends, on April 13th, 2029, a massive asteroid named Apophis with a diameter exceeding 1,000 feet will pass dangerously close to Earth. If it were to collide, the destruction would be unprecedented in human history. Compared to the Hiroshima bomb, the energy released would be 1,000,000 times greater. Tsunami waves hundreds of meters high would form, and entire cities could be wiped out. But that's not all. On July 12th, 2038, another asteroid could potentially strike the Earth. Look at this post. There's a 72% probability of this impact occurring. NASA has already issued an alert and has begun planetary defense exercises. And here's another post, just weeks old, after NASA's chief, ISRO's chief, has now also issued a warning that humanity could face extinction. Oh my God, an Earth-destroying asteroid is hurtling toward us. The ISRO chief suggests that migrating to Mars might be an option, and global space agencies are actively working on this. But how much truth is there in such reports? Which asteroids actually pose a threat to Earth, and what plans does NASA have? Let's dive deep into all these aspects in this video. Asteroids are also referred to as planetoids because they resemble small planets. Essentially, they are gigantic chunks of rock that orbit in space. Their sizes can range from as small as 10 to 20 meters to as large as 100 to 200 kilometers. The smallest known asteroid discovered is just 2 meters wide, while the largest series spans a massive 940 kilometers in diameter. Most of the asteroids in our solar system reside within the asteroid belt, located between Mars and Jupiter. This belt contains millions of asteroids. In school textbooks, the asteroid belt is often illustrated in a way that makes it seem as though these asteroids are clustered closely together. However, in reality, the average distance between two asteroids is over 1,000,000 kilometers. But sometimes asteroids stray from this belt and come dangerously close to Earth. When that happens, they are classified as near-Earth objects, or NEOs. These NEOs aren't limited to just asteroids. They can also be comets, meteors, meteorites, or meteoroids. You might wonder, what's the difference between these terms? In essence, all of them are space rocks moving through the cosmos, but they are categorized differently based on their characteristics. Asteroids primarily consist of rock and metal, whereas comets are made up of ice, dust, and rock, often referred to as dirty snowballs. Asteroids are mostly found in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, while comets originate from the Kuiper Belt, which is located beyond Neptune, far from the Sun. When comets travel through space, they develop a visible tail, something asteroids lack. Typically, comets can also be quite large, ranging from 1 to 10 kilometers in diameter. A comet passing near Earth can often be spotted with the naked eye, whereas asteroids usually require telescopes to be observed. In terms of potential danger, comets are far more hazardous than asteroids. First, because comets travel at nearly twice the speed of asteroids. Second, because they give us much shorter warning periods. A comet can suddenly emerge and be on a collision course with Earth, and we might not even realize it until it's too late. This was depicted in the movie Don't Look Up, where a comet was predicted to hit Earth within 6 months, triggering a frantic response from governments and space agencies. A meteoroid, on the other hand, is a small fragment of an asteroid or comet. When a meteoroid enters Earth's atmosphere, it becomes a meteor. As it burns up, it creates a bright streak in the sky, commonly known as a shooting star, something many of you may have seen. If multiple meteors enter the atmosphere at once, it results in a meteor shower. And if a meteor survives the atmospheric descent and lands on Earth, it is then classified as a meteorite. The distinction lies in their journey and final fate. For us, the real concern is the NEOs, asteroids and comets that pass near Earth and pose a significant impact risk. This is a valid fear, given that 66 million years ago, a similar event led to the extinction of the dinosaurs. If it happened to them, it could happen to us. But before we analyze this risk further, I'd like to point out something. Media outlets like The Wire, News Laundry, and even mainstream Indian news websites, while not always of the highest journalistic standard, generally avoid spreading outright fabrications. However, take a look at this article from the Times of India. The headline reads, "NASA warns that a planet-sized asteroid has a 72% chance of impacting Earth." This headline is misleading. It's clickbait. But if you read the first line of the article, it clarifies that NASA recently conducted a hypothetical exercise to evaluate planetary preparedness for an asteroid impact. That 72% probability isn't an actual prediction, it's part of a simulated scenario. NASA carried out a mock drill simulating what would happen if we discovered today that an asteroid would collide with Earth in July 2038. Over 100 experts participated in this exercise, including representatives from NASA, the European Space Agency, the UK Space Agency, and the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs. They analyzed what precise steps would be needed needed to prevent such an impact. On June 20th, NASA publicly released a report containing intriguing details, which we will discuss later in the video. But first, let's revisit the date of 2029 that I mentioned earlier. That is not a hypothetical scenario. The Apophis asteroid, over 1,000 feet in diameter, does exist, and on April 13th, 2029, it will pass extremely close to Earth, just 30,000 kilometers away. In comparison, many geostationary satellites orbit farther than that. NASA has released a video illustrating Apophis's trajectory. On the day it passes by Earth, you won't even need a telescope to see it. You'll be able to observe it with your own eyes at night. So what are the chances of Apophis actually colliding with Earth? The answer: 0%. When this asteroid was first discovered in 2004, it caused global panic. Initial calculations suggested a 2.7% probability of collision in 2029. While 2.7% might seem low, when the potential destruction is this immense, even a small chance is terrifying. This led to Apophis being dubbed the city killer, one of the most dangerous asteroids ever identified. The name Apophis originates from Egyptian mythology, referring to a giant serpent of chaos and destruction. However, as scientists continued studying Apophis, they determined that there is absolutely no risk of collision with Earth. In the past, there was concern that while it would miss us in 2029, its orbit could shift, increasing the danger in 2036 or 2068. This was because Apophis would pass through a keyhole region in space, a zone where Earth's gravity could alter its trajectory. Scientists feared that this gravitational interaction might set up a future impact, but today these concerns have been dismissed. NASA has confirmed that Apophis poses no threat for at least the next 100 years and has officially removed it from the near-Earth object risk list. This might surprise you, but there is an official risk list. Space agencies worldwide maintain a record of the most hazardous asteroids, listing their potential impact dates, probabilities, and sizes, and so on.